Hi, my name is Josh. This is like my third attempt trying to do this. As you can see, I've already found this ruined portal. Um, all right, let me try not to say as much. Jesus Christ. Hi, my name is Josh. Fuck, I literally said up again. Hi, my name is Josh. I make videos sometimes. I think my last video was like 6 months ago, so that's a lie. I do a lot of gaming videos, or I did at least. But I've always kind of wanted to do videos where I kind of just rant and talk about my life. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Kind of like what Jay Schlatt does with his daily Schlatt. I think that's what it is called. Just me ranting about my life. Maybe someone can relate. Maybe I'll find some people that can give good advice, or maybe nobody will watch these. But honestly, that's okay. I feel like me just talking. Ouch. I feel like me just talking about it is good in general as a way to rant, because it's one thing to talk to like friends and stuff because you get that instant reassurance, but I'm trying to get more comfortable with, being alone, being able to face things myself. Like I said, maybe I'll find people that give good advice or not, but basis aside, dude, there's so many mobs out here. What the fuck? Is that a witch? My life hasn't always been the easiest. But I mean, that's anybody can say that, you know what I mean? I guess it's just relative thinking. I would say I had it pretty good in a lot of ways, but emotionally, I've always struggled with support in that way. I didn't have the best relationship with my parents growing up. The way they disciplined, it wasn't anything physical. It was always more verbal. Um, and then they just didn't give me emotional support in the way that I needed. Um, Caused me to move out the day I turned 18, which was a whole debacle. Um, and then I immediately got into a relationship, which is actually the main topic of today, is that relationship. Holy shit, it's an Avengers level threat out here, dude. Jesus Christ. Uh, that's kind of the topic of today's video is said relationship. Let's call this girl, Gold. I met Gold a little bit after I turned 18. I had just moved out of my parents' house. I was living with a friend for a while, but then eventually I got my own place. So this is about, I'd say, 6 months after I moved out of my parents' house. So I'm like 18 and a half, hop on a dating app, and I meet this girl named Gold. And me and her, we hit it off immediately. I feel like I can talk to her about anything. She's like a homie, you can joke with this girl and she'll joke back, she is down to fucking wrestle in the mud or whatever, fellas do. I don't know. She's down, she's a cool person and she's funny. She has a sense of humor. Um, I had never met someone like her. And of course, I immediately fell for her. I'd say we hit it off pretty well. We started dating pretty quick. The place I was living at was pretty shitty. It was like infested with roaches. Fun fact. Oh my god. Jesus. Yeah, fun fact. It was infested with roaches. So I actually ended up moving in with her, like 2 weeks after I met her, which I know is crazy. Um, but I don't regret that. It was a great place that we had together. She had a roommate, so it wasn't just us. But I got to really know her. I would see her every day, and like I said, it was definitely fast, but I wouldn't change it. Um, and then eventually, after a couple months, we ended up getting our own place. And we stayed at that place for up until right before our 1 year, where she broke up with me. So this was 2023. Uh, no, it was like October, like early October. And our 1 year would have been in November, like mid-November, so like a little bit before our 1 year. She broke up with me. She had some conflicting feelings, not really towards me, just in her own personal life, that she didn't think it was fair to be with me at the time. And I would like to say, I understood that and respected that. But I struggled with it because like I had never fully been alone. And I was living for Gold for so long now, about a year, that I thought this was going to be my life, and I'd basically love this girl more than I love myself. is the fatal flaw that a lot of people I feel like go through. Um, so I went into a turmoil. That was like a tough time for me. It was hard for me to give her the space she needed, and I really struggled with that. Uh, but eventually, I started after a couple months, about around December, I started hanging out with other friends more. I wasn't just praying for her to come back. Um, Obviously, uh, it wasn't that easy, and I definitely was still holding out. But I was also just choosing me, at least a little bit. And she eventually came back into my life mid-December. We reconnected. She had got her own place with a new roommate. Um, I didn't move in there with her, but I was there all the time. I basically lived there. Uh, and Things were really good. We ended up getting our another place. I'd say like February or March of this year, 2024. It's the biggest place I've ever lived in. It was like a big boy house. Me, her, and we actually took in her brother. We'll call him Shovel. So me and Goal, we took in her brother Shovel. We had this big house, and things were really good for a while. I mean, she still had some stuff in her own life that I'm dead. That that she hadn't dealt with. It's not my place to go into that stuff, but uh, it ended up causing us to break up again. Causing her to break up with me again. She really wants to work on herself in a sense. For once, she's always been in relationships, and she wants me to work on myself because I'm not perfect either. I have a lot of flaws. I'm not this saint. I I can be a controlling person, I'd say, not in a sense of like I'm controlling gold, more in a sense of I'm trying to control every aspect of my life and in turn my relationship. Like I want this to be our plan. I want like this is how things are going to play out. And I think I get that a lot from my father. He was very much like that. That's the last person I want to turn into, but it's kind of hard to break those habits, especially because I lived with him for 18 years. So, um, yeah, that's something that I want to work on. That Gold is pushing me to work on. And I guess it's just a complicated situation. A lot of people, when they get broken up with by someone or the relationship doesn't work out, you gotta cut that ex off. You can't be like, oh, that's not gonna work out. Um, I'd say we have a weird relationship in that sense because I'm still kind of in her life, I'd say. Things have been more distant recently, and I think it's my fault because I once again am struggling to give her the space that she needs. I get emotional and I say things without thinking, and it's not fair to put her in these situations. Smiley, that's not the prettiest smiley face. But yeah, that's been the hardest part for me is also just thinking before I speak, because geez, man, you can really get yourself in trouble. Um, so yeah, that's been the hardest part for me. Is giving her their space. Like I said, I've never really been alone. I've never learned how to fully love myself, and I really want to do that. Um, I can't lie, I'm scared. I'm very scared. I'm scared, like, what if we never get back together again? I'm scared, what if I can't do this? It's not fun thinking about, like, having to meet someone new. Like, yeah, love is fun, and, ooh, oh my god, ouchie, ouch. But, like, learning someone again it's not something I really want to do right now. I want to choose me for once. I want to tend to my garden. And, depending on where the universe takes me is where it takes me. But I have to learn how to let someone go, at least in a sense of maybe never being with them again. That's been the hardest part. So I guess what all this is leading to me saying is, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to not know what to do. It's okay to not have shit figured out. Because in the end, it'll all work out in its own twisted way, whether you see it right now or don't. You know, every year is different. You get your own episode or season of your show, and there's new characters or plot developments. Every year is different. I didn't think I'd be here a year ago. I didn't think I'd be here 10 years ago. I have no idea what's going to happen in a year from now. I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's okay to not have shit figured out. I know I don't. And it's okay to not be in control. And that one I'm trying to really learn. It's okay, you know, if things don't work out the way you want them to. Like I said, you just have to trust the universe. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'd really love if you even watched this far, if you have any advice, you know, any wise words, anything nice to say, or just want to, you know, talk shit, call me an idiot, you know, for, you know, being in love with my ex and not just moving on, or, you know, whatever you have to say. I would appreciate feedback, because, you know, I want this to be, if this turns into anything, I want it to be a good environment, a chill spot where people feel comfortable. I know I feel good just talking about stuff, talking about how I'm feeling. So, if you enjoyed the video, you know, like I said, just leave some words, say what's up, tell me your thoughts. This has been Josh, it's been real, until next time.